Ed Gonzalez, Harris County Sheriff, joined here by leaders from the Harris County Sheriff's Office. This morning at approximately 7:15 a.m., we received a call for service near Mason in France, just north of I-10, approximately 10 miles from this location. With that call for service, it was reported that some gunshots were heard and a possible crash. Units arrived on that location within 4 minutes and found a female severely wounded with multiple gunshot wounds. We've determined that that female's in her late 30s, black female. Units were tending to that scene, trying to stabilize the situation. The female was transported by ambulance to a nearby hospital, and from there, due to the gravity of her injury, she was life-flighted to another hospital for additional treatment, and life-saving measures are being attempted right now. She's currently in critical condition. The initial reports we had there were that she and another vehicle were parked side to side. We've since determined that she was meeting there with a possibly an ex-boyfriend. So this is another case of intimate partner violence, it would appear. They were next to each other when he fired shots, and then he fled the location in his own vehicle. Soon after, about 15 minutes after, at approximately 7:30 a.m., we received a call from a third party providing additional information on what may have transpired, and that an individual had allegedly shot the female and had fled. We received some identifiers that our deputies were able to quickly pursue, and within a short time frame, they were able to locate that the vehicle was in this proximity. Units started ascending here on the location, along with some DPS units that were also in the area. So upon arrival, they located a black male that was inside the store. It appears that the male, armed with a weapon, was able to ingest what we believe to be narcotics, and then he immediately shot himself here on scene. He collapsed, and he was subsequently pronounced deceased. Very traumatic situation for everybody. Obviously, our deputies were here and witnessed it, as well as an employee as well that was obviously impacted by what she observed. No injuries to any law enforcement, thankfully. And so, the male was pronounced deceased here on scene. A full investigation will be conducted because this is in incorporated part of the region. Then the Houston Police Department is the lead agency. They are here and will be conducting an investigation since our units were here on scene when this transpired, and we're subsequently, or a parallel investigation will be conducted here by our investigators, detectives, and then we're also taking the lead on the initial scene of the shooting. So that's the information we have. It's still preliminary. We're not at a point where we could release any names. We're praying for the female that somehow she could recover, and so offering our prayers and support to her and everybody that's impacted by this tragic event. Esta mañana, aproximadamente 7:15, recibimos una llamada de que había tal vez un accidente automovilístico, o se escucharon balazos en el área cerca de Mason y France, en la parte norte de la carretera Katy Freeway. A responder, encontró una mujer afroamericana en sus aproximadamente en 35 a 40 años. Al llegar ahí le encontraron que había sido baleada, estaba en condición grave, fue trasladada a un hospital. De ahí la llevaron por helicóptero médico a otro hospital porque están muy graves sus heridas, está en una situación crítica. Nos enteramos de que ella se había unido ahí con un exnovio. Los dos estaban en carros separados cuando supuestamente él le disparó varias veces a ella. Él huyó de la escena. Recibimos más información de lo que tal vez había pasado, y es cuando los oficiales del condado de Harris, con los oficiales estatales que estaban en esta área, le dieron fuga. No lo hicieron, sino que llegaron a esta área a tratar de localizarlo cuando encontraron su vehículo aquí en esta estación de petróleo. Lo encontraron al hombre, describido como un afroamericano, aproximadamente 40 años, y él parece ser que consumió narcótico y después se disparó él mismo y fue pronunciado muerto aquí en la escena. Entonces vamos a investigar exactamente lo que pasó, y eso pasó aproximadamente a las 7:50 de la mañana cuando lo encontraron aquí y lo vieron cuando él se disparó. No hubieron ninguna heridas para nuestros oficiales. Any questions right now?
Sheriff, you referenced the gas station and that was he inside of the gas station when that shooting occurred?
Correct. That's our information. I don't know if our units, as they were ascending, spotted him going into it, but they had to clear the vehicle because they didn't know if somebody was in the vehicle. They did that. It's parked at one of the gas pumps. It's here. When they went inside, it's when they encountered him. He was armed with a pistol. At that point, again, it appeared he consumed what we believe to be narcotics and then quickly just turned the gun on himself. Scary situation, though. The information we have received from the third party had indicated that he was possibly contemplating what we describe as suicide by a cop, and that he was planning to perhaps shoot it out with law enforcement. I'm glad that didn't come to be. Instead, he turned the gun on himself. So it'll still be an investigation. Again, I always preface by saying this is all preliminary because we're just giving you the initial information. We still have to review other evidence, footage, and talk to witnesses. No history is known at this point, but we're fairly confident the two have been in a dating relationship. We received that also from the third party that called over that I think they were estranged. So for now, we're proceeding that they were ex-boyfriend and girlfriend. So again, just a tragic situation. It happens all the time. We always say there's an epidemic of domestic violence, not only here, but in the country, and that many times these situations end up being fatal. So it wouldn't be surprising if there had been other incidents or past history involving them. You never know to what extent, but tragic situation. I also want to say that the male is approximately 42. The initial ages that we have is 42 years old for the male, black male, and 38 years old for the female, black female. Sí, la persona que llamó a decir que tenían información de que tal vez él acababa de dispararle a la persona que describieron como su exnovia, también dijo que el hombre estaba contemplando, lo describen como suicidarse, pero enfrentarse con los oficiales. Entonces, lo de gracias a Dios que no pasó eso. Al llegar aquí lo vieron y pues él mismo se disparó. Murió aquí en la escena, pero no hubo ningún intercambio de disparos con los policías que iban llegando. Sí, estamos casi seguros que va a ser raíces con violencia doméstica. Lo han descrito que eran exnovio y exnovia. Muchas veces, trágicamente, que resultan muchos casos de esta manera. Entonces es algo que realmente pasa con mucha frecuencia, una epidemia aquí, no solamente localmente, sino alrededor del país. Un gran porcentaje de nuestros casos de homicidios son a raíces de la violencia doméstica.
Sheriff, two questions for you. First one, you said that there was a worker inside the gas station.
Correct.
Was that worker threatened or harmed in any way?
We don't know yet what verbal exchange or what was said between that individual and the store clerk at all. We just know that the worker was inside the store when it happened, so I can't speculate if anything was said or if she saw the weapon. It just all went down really quickly. I'm just glad our deputies and DPS were here so quickly after this happened, considering the distance, 10 miles, and how they put everything quickly, because this person obviously was already in a crisis type situation that was occurring and was deteriorating quickly, and other people could have been harmed.
And then I see some of the investigators walking with some young folks in plain clothing. You guys have people that are detained on scene, or you guys are questioning, or what?
We do have a couple potential witnesses on scene. No one's in custody here. Our detectives are here. We have a homicide detective here that will assist and coordinate with the Houston Police Department detectives, being that there's two different scenes happening, and just to compare notes and have a parallel investigation. Then we have our own internal investigation that will be conducted as is standard protocol, because our deputies were here when shots were fired, even though they didn't fire. So it's technically will be a death in custody type situation. And so that'll be investigated as well. And then we have individuals here from our behavioral health division just to check on the well-being of our personnel. And DPS is here as well. Sí, pasó una situación muy con mucho trauma. Yo hablé un poco con la persona, obviamente sí está traumada de lo que vio. Gracias que no le pasó nada a ella, pero siempre esto impacta a mucha gente, no solamente a las personas involucradas, sino a las familias, a personas en la comunidad. Y pues ella vio lo que pasó. No sabemos si aparte de lo que pasó fue amenazada en una manera o algo, no sabemos, va a ser parte de nuestra investigación ya cuando podemos entrevistarla con más detalle.
Algo así, cuando en la primera escena, cuando ocurren los disparos, los vehículos estaban en marcha, estaban detenidos.
Estaban detenidos, estaban estacionados. Parece ser que si llegaron a ese local a platicar, se estacionaron de lado a lado y no sé qué pasó en la conversación. Y él sacó pistola, le disparó varias veces. Y está en grave situación crítica. Yeah, they had apparently met up at the location, so they were parked side to side. They weren't in motion at the time, as far as we know. Again, that's a separate investigation. I haven't been out there yet, but that's the initial information that we have.
Lastly for me, we know that there was a nearby elementary school that went into lockdown mode. Is that just because of what happened, or do these folks have any ties to that elementary?
No ties that we know of. We don't know if there's any children involved between the couple. So good question there. I think it's precautionary nowadays with any school that may be in the vicinity. We'll communicate that shortly right now to make sure that that's lifted. But again, a good question. There's no threat ongoing to the community here in this vicinity or at large anymore as far as we know.
And Sheriff, you referenced multiple gunshot wounds. She's in critical condition. Do we have an update if she had to undergo surgery or the extent of the injuries?
Just very critical. Some were to her, at least upper torso. I think she was seated and he fired into the vehicle. So some may have been to her facial or head area. So she's in very critical condition. We're just praying for her well-being. But we don't have an update. I'm assuming she went into the operating room immediately. It would be my assumption with these type of wounds. But what we do know is that she's critical and being treated. But wonderful care at Memorial Hermann. I'm sure they're giving it all they've got.
No one else is with her in the car?
Not that we know of. Nothing's been indicated from the scene. It was just them two in their own separate vehicles.
And do we know the nature of why they were meeting? Were they fighting? Anything from witnesses at this point?
Nothing at this point. No indication. Maybe from the third party, we'll get more information of what the meeting was about. But again, these situations are always very, and as we enter this holiday season, it really gets amplified even more. But no telling. These situations can be emotionally charged, and there's just no telling why they were meeting. We don't know that yet.
All right, folks. Thank you very much.
Thank you.